maybe I should complicate this before I start speaking here. Hello there. Welcome to Comics League Live. Today we are discussing Black Adam because we all just got. I say we all because my other two co-hosts are going to show up eventually. But I'm here with Nick again. What's up, brother?
Not much. I've had a pretty good Saturday. I spent it at the theaters, watching the best movie ever.
Yeah, it was
Birds
the
of
best movie
Prey.
ever. That's the Snyder cut. But in terms of like superhero,
I think
movies, it's solid.
you missed my joke, right? I said Birds of Prey.
Okay, so it looks like I'm doing this solo because Nick said sacrilege, but okay. Hey, what's up, Tavia? So, like I said before, we are talking about Black Adam, which was one of the... Hey, what's up, Lawrence? What I like about this movie, by the way, and Nick was saying this before we recorded, it's like one of the most Snydery, non-Snyder movie ever because there's like a lot of slow motion. And by the way, wait. Spoiler alert, this entire stream will be spoiler, so I don't want to see anyone in the comments I spoiled.
All right, so let's do like a quick non-spoiler section just for the people who want to know how the movie is without being spoiled, and then we'll do like a huge kind of spoiler thing, and then from that point onward, all bets are off. I think that's fair enough.
The movie was really good. I like the music. I like the character. I think everyone was cast properly. I still haven't seen the movie yet, so I can't really say, unfortunately. Sorry, but let me put this way, Tavia. All you gotta know is that it's a great. If you're a DC fan, this is a really good movie. A really good movie for DC fans, and it looks like this is the return of DC. Like it's coming back.
Yeah, I definitely feel like this is definitely a good step in the right direction. I thought it was a good, solid movie. Is it the best thing ever? No. I would give it an 8 out of 10. That would be
me too. Me too.
It's extremely solid. There's a few kind of missteps here and there. Is it original? Not really. Does it do anything new?
But it's an origin story, so
it's got The Rock as a superhero. I mean,
basically being The Rock.
I mean, that's pretty much how he plays himself nowadays. But it is what it is.
Yeah. So, in other words, it was. Let me put it this way: it's up there in my. It's like Aquaman, Black Adam, in terms of like it's like Aquaman is number one in my list of non-Snydery movies. Black Adam, actually no, Shazam, and then Black Adam. So those are my top 3 non-Snyder DC movies.
Yeah, I think my ranking would be the same: Aquaman, Shazam, Black Adam. Because Aquaman is just legitimately good.
Fantastic. We're going to talk about that on a future stream, by the way.
Shazam makes you feel all the feels. I'm actually really excited for Fear of the Gods.
They literally nailed the dynamic in Shazam of a kid that also like becomes this titan. So they nailed that. I love that.
I'm really glad that like they did the Marvel family at the end of it, so now we can do a full movie with it. I actually think like also just like Helen Mirren as a villain, and like they did the Fast and Furious thing, like
I see what they're doing. Draga says Black Adam was pretty good. Don't know if it will do well in China because of the name and the villain. Well, yeah, the villain's Satan pretty much, and and it's called Black Adam. Yeah, I could see it having some issues, but then again, it's The Rock.
Yeah.
So I think that
The Rock, he rocks. So
yeah, pretty much. So I think that's a good way to end our spoiler-free section, and I have a transition all prepared. Here's our transition to non-spoiler. So that's how we're going to transition.
So they got Superman in the movie.
Oh, by the way, real quick, even though I already brought you in, I just want to play this for fun. Now we can start the stream.
Every time I approve.
But so
just to start it off with a bang, yes, Superman is in here, and it's amazing.
And legitimate face. Yeah, me too. I was like, wait a second here.
They were really teasing that. I mean, I'm actually kind of mad they killed Dr. Fate because, like, Pierce Brosnan does not disappoint. He brought the goods.
Oh, dude, trust me. Somehow Nabu can bring him back to life. This is DC. character that came back to life because Superboy Prime punched the fabric of reality. So he literally was punched back to life.
To be fair, his name isn't Ben Parker, so yeah, he'll probably come back.
He'll come back. I guarantee. But even Ben Parker came back in an alternate universe. Spider-Ben. He'll be back if the demand.
Honestly,
is there.
I feel like the Justice Society, outside of like Hawk, like so, I thought that like character wise, I thought they were really great. It's just like Cyclone and Adam Smasher. Really. Oh, also, I love that Henry Winkler made a cameo as.
Oh, yeah, that was great. The timeline is confusing. Well, actually, here's a way to explain it. Because remember, if we're taking that this takes place now, this takes place in 2022, in late 2022. Justice League takes place 2017. Either version of Justice League takes place in 2017. So really, when you think about it, it doesn't really like. It really doesn't like. It really isn't that confusing. I love Draga says, so technically we had 2 Henry cameos. Yeah, we did in the movie because of that poster that I love where the one place where the lightning takes out the poster, hits the Superman poster is in the face. So it's kind of like a big middle finger to Warner Brothers.
Also, like in the beginning of the movie, I love that they put actual DC comics that he's reading, He's
reading actual throughout the entire movie. He has posters. I saw an Injustice Batman statue. It's like,
oh, speaking of Injustice, the fact that Dr. Fate used the his one of his moves from Injustice.
It's his win animation.
Yeah, or the way like he the smacking the giant Ankh down on him. Mm-hmm. That's like one of his moves.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, technically we had 2 Henry cameos: Henry Winkler and Henry Cavill.
Oh, okay.
That's good, John. I love that one.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to give you this right now because that was actually really solid. So I'm going to give you this. Yeah, that deserved that. So yeah, that was great. So
like the story was basically generic but solid at best, a little weak at worst. The characterizations, I felt like the characters were written good. Most of them had
stunning. Like
this visual. So my favorite visual effect was Cyclone.
I was about to say.
I loved how like they like pause her doing like different poses. Like I thought like, oh my, and also the actors for Cyclone. God dang, that woman is beautiful.
What's up, Sean Franklin? How you doing?
That woman is so beautiful. Like seriously.
The actor who played Cyclone nailed that. So, do you think Hawkman or Dr. Fate could help? Oh yeah, think about it this way: with all these with Zach coming in later, he has all these different characters to use, and what that actually leads to is that guess what? His Justice League sequels, if he goes with a similar storyline, are going to be that much better because he has more characters to play. Because can you imagine evil Superman fighting Black Adam and like killing him or like immobilizing him?
I could literally see, like they try and recruit Black Adam. He's like, no, it's not my fight. I protect you. You want me in Kandahar? I am in Kandahar. And then basically Kahndaq, whatever. Sorry.
Yeah. Kandahar is a place in Afghanistan.
Sorry. Kahndaq. Okay. References aside. Sorry, awkward. So, but like I could just see like some parademons coming down, and it's like, you brought the fight to my doorstep, and then he goes and helps them,
Or Black Adam makes a deal with Darkseid and says, hey, "Listen, you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone." In other words, you leave Kahndaq alone. Do whatever you want to Earth. I don't care. Cyclone was beautiful. Hell yeah, I agree with you. The slow motion was used so well when she used her powers. Oh my gosh, that was also so cool.
Can like every writer ever just like take a note from this movie? This is how you write smart, capable women.
Yes,
without them being overbearing. Because she was literally every bad writing trope ever. Yet somehow they actually made it work. Like she was smart. She was capable. Like she was the nerdy one. She was the smart one of the team.
And by Sean, I have played Gotham Knights, and it's amazing.
Like literally, she was like all like the bad. Like there were so many ways her character could have been bad, but like they made it work, and I just
Yeah, she was fantastic, and I agree with you. That's how you write capable female characters. It's like how they
that's how you write a strong feminine female character who is not
annoying.
That she doesn't need a man, but she's still part of the team.
And
also, I do love like the little romance that was bun between
sort of between Adam Smash. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's cool.
I actually love my favorite moment is when like Adam Smasher says something and then Hawkman says, "Watch it!" Like he can tell what's going on. Like
eventually he goes, "You and me, you and me." I love that.
I'm sorry, Hawkman had like the best dad energy.
That's gonna be a drop, by the way. That's gonna be my new Nick is pissing me off drop. It's gonna be Hawkman going, "You and me." So Draga, I agree with Draga. The uncle and the kid were the worst part of the movie. The kid was a little annoying.
In parts, but I think he was like riding that, like you're talking about Adam Smasher.
No, the kid that was the comic book fan that was like telling like him about his catchphrase.
Yeah,
the kid on the skateboard.
He was okay in some parts, but some parts, yeah, he did get a little overbearing. The woman, like, also that woman was great. That's another example.
She was great too. Yeah.
I love that, like, when they were going in, they just gave her a rifle. Like, okay, that makes sense. And like,
what else are they going to give her?
Also, it's like, yeah, she's kind of in an area. Yeah, she probably knows how to use a rifle.
Oh. You know, I love this part when Adam Smasher is like, "Watch it, Black Adam! I could hit you," and he swings his hand back and like knocks Hawkman out.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that suit at the end of the movie, Black Adam's like final suit, that was dope because that's pretty much him from the comics, and they even recreated his pose from like that one famous Black Adam cover where he's like this.
Yeah, on the throne and whatnot. Yeah,
I
love like they did the fake out where he's like sitting on the throne. It's like, no, this doesn't feel right, and then he just smashes the throne.
He's like, nah. I kind of like the uncle though. The uncle had some good scenes too, like where in the beginning he's listening to pop music. That was one of the cases where pop music was used well.
Yeah, let's kind of get into that for a second.
Yeah,
like if there's one legitimate gripe that I think you and I can both agree on, their use of pop songs did get a little overboard at times. Like. Probably the most egregious example to me is like the fight scene with like also the fact like I loved all the like little DC references like Inner Gang, Nth Metal, and whatnot.
Yeah,
he's fighting the Inner Gang troops, and they do a symphonic version of Paint It Black. Like, okay, you know, I'm digging it. I'm getting into it. But then they just go into the song proper, and it just like a lot of those pop songs just kind of took me out of the movie. Like the one place where it kind of worked is when they use Kanye's Power, like. Okay, that's a bit on the nose, but at that moment, I felt like if you're going to drop that song, that moment was probably perfect. So, like, a semi-pass.
Yeah. Fun fact. So, Intergang gets its tech from Apocalypse. That's another way they could, like, bring in Darkseid.
Also, is Eternium in the comics? Like, is that actually
I don't know about Eternium. Well, I do know that one of the places that Black Adam protects is called the Rock of Eternity.
Do you think? So here's the thing. Do you think Hawkman is the reincarnation, or do you think he's a Thanagarian? Because if his jet is made of Nth Metal, which is a Thanagarian,
well, why not
metal,
both? That's what they did in the Justice League Unlimited cartoon. They made it so they crashed. I mean, they came to Earth in like the ancient Egypt times. Their whole reincarnation thing happens.
And they're still Thanagarians?
They're still Thanagarians.
But how did he get access to all that? Like, though I will say, one great way to explain why he has so much money is because of the reincarnation.
Yeah, exactly. He's accumulated all this wealth over thousands of years.
Basically, probably what happens is at some point in his life, he regains his memories. And basically, there's like this trust that once he regains his memories, he can go like he dies. Let's say he's reborn in Detroit. He recovers his memories, goes back down to Mississippi or wherever it's like then just resumes his life.
Yeah,
that would be a great way to explain why he's so fabulously wealthy.
And I liked how they kind of showed about how Dr. Fate is kind of like immortal because it's like he was like active in World War II, and that's a nod to the Justice Society being the team that showed up in.
Actually, he said 100 years, so I think because he said the Western Front, so I think it was World War One.
World War One. And Draga says, I thought they were going to go with the reincarnation version, so that his ties to ancient Egypt as Prince Khufu would tie into Black Adam's origin. But it seems they're going with the Thanagarian origin. I think they're doing a sort of a mix of the two.
Yeah, because like honestly, with him being that enormously wealthy, I think it would make sense to do the to do the reincarnation. Like he has all his memories of his old stuff, but like basically like once he turns like 14 or something, he regains his memories. Then just kind of, you know what I'm saying.
And Egypt is not Kahndaq. It's like Prince Khufu was in Egypt.
Yeah, this is more like Iraq, Afghanistan kind of
country. There, yeah. It's more, it's more Middle Eastern than Africa. In other
words, to be fair, Egypt is Middle Eastern, but just not the Middle Eastern we're thinking of.
It's not the same country, so it wouldn't exactly. Did you like the Harcourt scene? Yeah, I did, because here's the
Harcourt.
She was the blonde-haired girl that they dropped Black Adam at.
Oh, I was wondering who that was.
Because she was in the Suicide Squad, which, by the way, I finished watching Peacemaker, and I give it a solid 6 or 7 out of 10. It's not my favorite thing, but I understand what they were going for. So speaking of Harcourt, but yeah, I did enjoy the Harcourt scene.
Also, in that wide shot of like they show all the prisons, I wonder how many Easter eggs are in there.
Yeah, I was like, when I was watching that scene in the movie, I was like, can you please just zoom in on one so I could see? Because you can imagine there's probably like Parasite or Brainiac or someone there. Probably
Amazo. There might be maybe an Amazos.
There could be a Mazo.
Because like I didn't get a good look at it, but I did notice there was like Solomon Grundy might be there. Like there was one that was kind of bigger than those, so kind of thinner. Like I'm sure what I'll probably do is probably in a week. It's like all the people who put like all the Black Adam Easter eggs. I'll probably watch those videos.
Yeah, and then what they could also, I'm sure one of them was Starro, because Starro was in the Suicide Squad. Granted, he died, but they could always like do some weird DC.
Also, Starro has a habit of coming back, so
yeah. So there's no reason that they can't like have one of those selfies, because there were a lot.
You want to know one sequence I really liked?
What
is they said like, oh, not being a hero. But then they're in the room and they're fighting, and like one by one they destroyed the stuff of like it was like they destroyed the Aquaman poster. Like it was very deliberate
in slow motion. So I'm like, again, this movie for a non-Snyder movie, I could see why people were saying it was very Snydery.
Yeah, like it's very clear they were inspired by Snyder. Like
which is funny because you notice how, when the new regime comes in, a lot of the DC movies start to resemble Zack Snyder's movies.
It's almost like they're waiting for Zack Snyder to come back and regain his throne.
It's almost like, to quote The Rock, he's listening to the fans. So,
I mean, let's be honest here. Zack Snyder has made it very clear he would love to come back. So,
and he has a whole new story. He could even do like a smaller, condensed version where it's like, okay, one movie, Darkseid invades. He may not do the evil Superman thing. He may just do Darkseid invades, and every superhero that we have now comes together like in an Avengers Endgame style battle, and that they just wage war on Darkseid. That'd be sweet.
So, I think Parasite would be a good villain for Man of Steel 2.
Yes. Why are we talking about Man of Steel 2? This is Black Adam.
I don't know. It just kind of came in my head.
Yeah, I agree. There would be a cool villain. One of those could have been Parasite. You literally never know.
Yeah.
So let's see what else. Okay, so again, the action scenes were solid, like really, really cool. And it's kind of funny. I saw on a tweet review that it was kind of like it's a Dragon Ball Z mixed with superheroes, and it kind of seemed like that, right?
You know what? I want to see a Justice Society. Like, I'm sorry, my mind's going place. I want to see a Justice Society film now. Yes. And if they're not going to bring back Dr. Fate, what if they bring in
DC's best Marvel film? Great visuals, poor storytelling, and bad jokes. A true Hamada. Was it really Hamadaverse though? Because here's the thing: if it was a Hamadaverse, it would be like Justice League. It wasn't like Justice League. That's the thing, though. It's
Honestly, the humor, one thing that I really got to give this movie props for, it wasn't as jokey as a lot of the other films. Like, it was nowhere near MCU jokey. Like, sure, there were jokes and there was, humor, but it wasn't like, gotta do a gag every 10 seconds kind of thing.
Well, Draga, it can't be Stephen Nielsen, because even in Justice League, he escaped in the boom tube. So it can't be him. But I get the joke that you.
It might be his body, because remember, even because Steppenwolf's body is still on our world.
No, that's in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Snyderverse confirmed.
Well, yeah, exactly. It could be like his body is in there, just in case the body grows another head.
Because his body's still there, and it's like they're probably gonna want to experiment on it, but short of that, they're gonna want to put it into a hole and then forget the hole.
Now let's address the elephant in the room on the mid-credit scene. Now, there's one thing that I want to make sure that everyone understands. Nothing in that mid-credit scene disqualifies this movie from taking place in the Snyderverse. Nothing. The music could be seen as like a tribute to, because remember, Zack Snyder actually wanted to use maybe Doomsday's body. There's one. That could be cool, one of the big ones. But anyway, nothing, because the music by Zack Snyder wanted to use the John Williams theme, but Warner Brothers told him no. So you can tell that if Snyder had the opportunity to use it, he would do a stylized version of it. Like, in other words, the John Williams theme that we got in this movie, this is how I'd imagine Zack Snyder doing it. Because if you notice, it was very epic, but you could still tell it was the John Williams theme. Like what you said, actually, in like a live stream in the past, that if they ever did they could do the John Williams theme and modify it and make it more modernized. And I think that they did that pretty well.
And that's what they might be doing going forward. It's kind of like a little bit of a shortcut to get people interested. Is not do it verbatim, but
and they're probably still going to do that, because ultimately Man of Steel is canon in both continuities, so they're gonna have to still use that. They can't just ignore Hans Zimmer. What I think they're gonna do is use both, is use a mix of the two themes.
Now I want you to play the mother clip.
Oh yeah, okay. You know what? That's a good idea.
You think you can threaten my mother?
That's some behind the scenes footage
classic
of Henry Cavill. That's him. He's just talking to Walter Hamada.
Yeah, about Zack Snyder. You think you could threaten my maker? On that note, we have security camera footage of Ben Affleck returning as Batman. So there you go. I just want to play that one. I haven't played it in a while. So
it still surprises me, people on Twitter are still claiming that Ben Affleck said he's not going to return as Batman. So sorry, Snyder people, he's not going to return ever. It's like,
what's Hamada with you?
I like this guy.
I like you, Draga. Yeah, I like you, Draga. So no, and in terms of the suit, guess what? This movie takes place roughly. If they're taking place within the timeline, as in this take place now, it's 5 years after Justice League. I'm pretty sure that Superman would have had a suit, and the suit behind him in Justice League, Zack Snyder's, I checked it. It has the yellow. It's a little farther away for me to see it if it has the Kryptonian writing, but it looks like it looks like essentially it's that suit, which no problem with me.
Yeah. He probably prefers the blue anyway. I mean, the black.
He's gonna go back to the blue.
Yeah, black was as great as it looks. It was always supposed to be temporary,
and which is always in the comics. And by the way, here's how you know it's not Hamada's Superman. Hamada's Superman would have said, "Well, I'm gonna fight you, Black Adam." Where this Superman said, "Black Adam, we should talk."
And I love how Black Adam's
he smiles.
Even Black Adam recognized Superman's strength. He just took one look at him and be like, okay, this guy could actually threaten me. Like,
And I
you know,
love Waller's like reaction to the line. There's no one on this earth that can stop me. He goes, "Okay, well, I'll call a favor with some people that aren't from this earth." And then Black Adam just goes, "Send them all."
Also, can we just take a moment to where the Rock literally said, "There's no one on this planet stronger than me. No one on this planet." He
winked. At that moment, I was like, "Yeah, this is just Superman's gonna be in that movie," because even that wink. But if this takes place after Justice League 3, I mean that means Batfleck is dead. Well, if Zack,
we need to get Justice League 2 and 3 first to know if he dies.
To know if he dies, because remember, Zack changes his story. And remember, it's like, not just like. No, so go ahead.
Yeah, because you got to remember, if Zack does come back, he can't just literally take his plans off the shelf and renew them, because like there's Shazam, there's Black Adam, there's like the new Aquaman canon to kind of work around. I mean, he can do it. He can reorganize stuff, and it's but like he's gonna need to tweak his plans for this stuff.
Also, here's the thing: he said he has all new whiteboards, so that already tells me whole new plan. Because when you think about it, he has the opportunity to take the parts that the fans didn't like about his plan, say, okay, done. He already did that with the Lois and Batman thing. He was like, no, that's stupid. We're gonna do this. So in other words,
Wonderbat confirmed.
No, because he could bring in Catwoman. But I'm
sorry. I just had to tease you.
But here's the thing. Let's say this does take place after Justice League 3. You would think they would have brought up like Batman. Let's say that this takes place after Justice League 3 and Batman dies. Oh, where does Zach live? I'm gonna pay him a little visit. Don't be too crazy. But if this took place after Justice League 3 and Batman was dead, why wouldn't there be like a tribute, or like someone says, okay, so Batman died, or there won't be like Batman RIP posters in that kid's room? Because he seemed like a fan enough to have that poster.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, all he said is that Batman, remember, he said Superman, Batman, Aquaman, they don't come here. So it's like, okay, so Batman's alive in this.
Yeah, like there is no indication that Batman...
Draga, wash your mouth out with soap right now. Wash your mouth out with soap. So now let me ask you this, Nick. Did Dr. Fate satisfy your expectations going into this?
Up until the point where he died.
No, but who said he died? It could be he was just sent into the helmet. He could still return.
Yeah. Because, like, it did seem like the helmet was kind of, like, still active. Like, it was actually doing stuff after he died. You know what I'm saying?
Because remember, Hawkman, in one of the most badass scenes in the movie, multiplies himself with the helmet. And I like how the two eyes show up on the helmet. I'm like, oh, thank you. This is dope. I liked how I liked his sound when he had the helmet on. He sounded like Dr. Fate. Oh my gosh, lad, you're an idiot. And what's up, Isaac? Actually, Multiverse of Movies. If you want the link, let me know and I'll send it to you. I really like this movie. Me too. Really dug this. I liked where the mace turns into an axe. And I like the effect of like the Hawk armor going onto Hawkman and his wings popping out. That was so cool. He can use the wings as like a shield. And I like how Black Adam had to learn how to control his power so he doesn't nuke everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was one of those. Yes, we need a JSA movie. I hope that. How about a JLA JSA team up? That'd be so cool. So, exactly.
Problem is, I'm actually kind of a fan of the show Stargirl, and so if they do Stargirl, they'd have to do a new version, and it's like, I'm like how they do Courtney Whitmore in a modern in like a Snyderverse kind of thing. Like,
speaking of Snyderverse, J Heat,
what's up?
So right now we're talking about our general thoughts on the movie. Now let me ask you, how do you rate it out of 10?
I'd give it an 8.5.
Me too. That's on average. There were some problems with the movie, but I was surprised by how Snydery this movie was with like all the slow-mo, the sort of dark tone, because it did have a dark tone when you think about it.
It is the most Snydery non-Snyder movie ever.
And Drago brings up an interesting fact. How come Hawkman doesn't kill, but he has a mace and an axe?
Because he's
he's
an excellent character.
Perfect.
Go ahead, Jahid.
Dr. Fate, perfect casting.
Yeah, he nailed it.
Yeah.
Hey, Chad Snyderverse. First off, I love that emblem, by the way. And yes, it's a great way to start the new DC, and there's potential and ways to build it. And then M. Wamba says, I saw Black Adam. It was okay. Loved Hawkman and Dr. Fate. I agreed. Cyclone and Adam Smasher were cool. And Amanda Waller still playing mind games with everyone. Yes, yes. What was Dr. Fate's helmet inspiration? I don't know. That's a good point. That's a good question. All right, Isaac. You always welcome on the show. But yeah, but I agree that first off, I really liked who they cast to play Hawkman too, and I liked how he kind of played like the moral center and how he like was sort of like up until the end of the movie, he was like, okay, we don't kill, you have to show restraint. Then when Black Adam finally shows up to fight Sabak, he was like, kick his ass.
I actually really liked it because it would have been so easy to portray his character as like a boring goody two shoes, but like. They actually really handled the really well. Like, you don't kill. Like he could have very easily been like the authorities, like the bland authority figure, you know. But like they actually had like some like I feel like a lot of the nuance I saw is probably from the actor, not necessarily from the script. You know, like also that guy, he exuded dad energy. Like it was so great.
And by the way, the multiverse of movies makes up a good point. I can see Black Adam in the JSA and the Snyderverse. Yeah, Zach said they fit, and plus. You could play this off again of they said the Age of Heroes would never come again. And plus, it's the way, yeah, exactly. That slow-mo escape from the prison scene, the underwater prison, that straight up was like Snyder.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely.
I don't know if anybody noticed this, but Adam Smasher, the second one, is technically the nephew of the first. They actually applied a little bit of legacy in this movie, so that was a nice touch.
Yeah, I love that. And let's see what else. Yeah, that was so funny when Dr. Fate just watched Black Adam and Hawkman fight. That was great. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I love it because like it's like Dr. Fate was like he was just done halfway through the movie. Like literally at one point he's like I'm out. I'm done. I'll be sitting like he literally said I'll be over there.
Yeah, and then Diana Prince, they said the Age of Heroes would never come again, and and yes, she was also referring to like the history lesson scene, but it could be, hey, they tried this and it didn't work, because remember, Wonder Woman would be around at the time of the JSA because she's immortal, and she came into world at World War I. Okay, and
also, I have a headcanon that Dr. Fate and Diana have met before.
That could be cool. And Draga has a good thing. If this was in the Snyderverse, I think this version of the JSA is based off the Justice League of America from the beginning of the New 52, where they were a contingency to take on the Justice League. That would be a cool way to link it.
Also, remember, you know who else is also another like mainstay of the Justice Society?
Who?
Canary.
Yeah.
Black Canary is often linked with the Justice Society, so have her come in.
Yeah. Plus, in the comics, Adam Smasher takes Black Adam's side. I liked where like he goes, "We made a good team. No, we made a great team. So maybe we should team up again." Nope. I love where they go to like to negotiate with Black Adam, and Adam Smasher's just eating chicken,
and then Dr. Fate is just like
He takes it away.
I love the look he gives him. Like, dude, we're talking to
Nope, this would not work. It has to be Charlie Hunnam for the Snyderverse one.
Also, I want to see Adam Smasher and Flash do a mukbang now.
Yeah,
because they both have that trait of like constantly needing to eat.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Jay, he's not impressed.
The quote Barry Allen. They both have a snack hole.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you this one because
I'm so sorry.
But
yeah,
that's a
I
problem. I'm not
apologize
sorry.
for Nick. I apologize for Nick. But all right, so let me ask you this, Jahid. Who is your favorite character in this movie?
Dr. Fate.
Oh yeah, the suit looks so good, and I like the zoom ins in his helmet like he's Iron Man.
I have a feeling
Yeah,
we're
but
gonna
they
get.
didn't have like the little eye. Go ahead, Nick.
I have a feeling we're gonna get. I want a solo Dr. Fate movie set in the 50s or the 60s.
They could probably do that. And by the way, Drago brings up, I don't see how Jay Garrick would fit
Yeah.
in since Barry in the film has never mentioned him. Well, it could be he didn't know. that he was
Another
there.
universe. Another universe.
Oh yeah, or two, or
Well, maybe Barry doesn't know that.
or they never refer, or Barry didn't know there was another speedster.
What if the Stargirl universe is the Earth 2 of the Snyderverse?
That would be so good. Oh, by the way,
So you get John Wesley Shipp to play Jay Garrick.
that would be great. And this is another one of my gripes with the movie. Yeah, the son and the brother were a little annoying.
Just a little bit.
A little bit. He was a bit much. I did like how it's like, if you guys noticed, I could name like all the artists. He had looked like a Terry Dodson poster, Jim Lee, Jason Fabok. I'm like, I know that. He had a Wonder Woman movie poster. So apparently the Wonder Woman movie from 2017 came out in the DCEU.
So I guess so if Gal Gadot exists in the DC universe, does that mean Dwayne Johnson exists?
That would be so good.
Oh, so Fast and the Furious does exist in the DC universe. So that would mean that. Sorry, I thought like some other people were
Nick.
hollering at me. No. Let me finish my thought.
Yeah.
So
Nick, I
Fast
get
and the
what you're
Furious
coming from.
exists. That means Hobbs exists, and Gal Gadot is in Fast and Furious. So both Gal Gadot and Dwayne Johnson exist in the DC universe.
And
Confirmed.
Hobbs and Shaw, who is the villain? Bloodsport.
He's Black Superman.
Yeah, he literally is Black Superman. But yeah, that was great. And
So now I want to see in Black Adam 2. I
How
want
about
to
the
see
J.J. Abrams?
Black Adam be like say, hey, Black Adam, if we do a movie, you can be played by Dwayne Johnson.
yeah, what were you saying, Jay Heat?
Tell it to J.J. Abrams.
No, if J.J. Abrams existed, he'd be like a disgraced director. But you know, friends, movie, speaking of directors, where the Justice League was making a movie and they wanted someone named Mr. Snyder to make their movie.
Oh my god.
Super Friends, mind you. All right, that's
I
That's
swear, if in like 2023, if in like Flash or Aquaman were the mention about making a movie and asking Zack Snyder to do it, like I am literally
cameos.
no, just like say, oh hey, they're making a Justice League movie, right? They're gonna get Zack Snyder to direct it.
And then later on, they're like, "Hey, whatever happened to that Justice League movie?" Oh yes, something happened with Zach. He had to step away, and then Joss Whedon came in. I'm sure this won't
No.
turn out bad.
Okay. You need to clip yourself. You said his name.
Oh yeah, dang it. Yeah, I don't know why now I'm the dude that keeps saying it. Where is this? Okay.
Why did you say that name?
Yeah, and
You
guess
keep
what?
walking into it.
Yeah, I know. Guess what? They could literally do that in this unit, because here's the thing. If Snyder comes back to do a Justice League movie, yeah, 100% he could still do that in one Justice League movie. And you could have like cool scenes like Darkseid versus Black Adam. Wanting a Super Friends versus Legion of Doom film. Oh, geez, lad.
So, I gotta I mentioned this earlier, but Lawrence brought it back up. Yes, Adam Smasher's uncle. That was a really great cameo.
Yeah, that was a good one. Why
I
didn't
guess you could say it was quite the Winkler to the camera.
Why didn't Black Adam turn old when he transformed back into 10th Adam, or did the back to tank save him? First off, I love that analogy of it being a back to tank. And second off, I think they got rid of that particular part, because I believe what it was is that in the comics is that he's actually a very old guy that if he turned back, he would die. So, but in this, he was like,
Oh, he would age rapidly.
What?
Oh, he would age rapidly if you're going by the comics.
I think probably the logic is when you're in that form, it's like you're in suspended animation. So you go back to where you were at that point. So your body literally just kind of like ceases to exist. And then you go back to where you were. So it's like he reverts back to that age. So it's like his body hadn't existed for thousands of years.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a good way to explain it. So now let me ask you guys this. Okay. Actually, Jay, I want to ask you this. Was there anything in that mid-credit scene that would disqualify this from happening after Zack Snyder's Justice League?
No. Sorry.
No,
But
not at all.
yeah, exactly. Not the music, not the suit. Yeah, exactly. Who else could join the JSA? Actually, that's a good question. Let's examine that. What other characters could they put in the JSA? Alan Scott, because he's going to be in the Green Lantern show. Black Canary, Green Arrow.
Constantine.
Yeah. Constantine. That'd be.
Because they are doing a new Constantine movie.
No, he would be in a Justice League Dark.
Depends.
Yeah, it depends. I can't see him on the Justice League.
What about Zatanna?
No, Zatanna's a leaguer.
Definitely.
Zatara?
No, dude, stop it.
Because I'm trying to think of like another magic user to replace Dr. Fate if they have to.
Here's one, Power Girl.
Power Girl. Power Girl.
You got it. You gotta do Supergirl first.
What about Alistair? That's the reference to Wonder Woman 1984 when Max Lord keeps screaming Alistair.
That's the only good thing about 84.
Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, Power Girl definitely, complete with boob window.
Huntress.
What? Yeah,
Huntress.
They could all. Huntress, yeah, okay. I could see that.
The question.
The question, yes, I could see that.
What question? That is the question.
I would go with the male question.
Yeah,
it has to be the male one because because Montoya when she was a question was the Justice Leaguer, right?
Also, Renee Montoya is a legacy character. The male passed it down to her.
Wildcat. Some great characters: Wildcat, Stargirl, Starman, Sandman, Jade, Alan Scott, daughter, Hawk Girl, freaking Hawk Girl, and Mr. Terrific. And by the way, yeah, hot take. I'll send you a link.
I think Mr. Terrific would be a good pick because Mr. Terrific is basically like the tech support of the Justice League.
Yeah, he doesn't really do a lot of combat. He's just like, he's the geek squad of the Justice League.
So when the Bat computer breaks down, he calls Mr. Terrific.
No, he doesn't call Mr. Terrific. He calls Harold the Hunchback, who lives in the Batcave.
Is that for real?
That is a legitimate thing. I found that out recently. Batman has a hunchback that lives in the Batcave.
He used to until he betrayed Batman in the Hush storyline. So I'm not going to tell you how.
After Hush, yeah. See, where's the conversation? But I could see that. Maybe even briefly Superman, because Superman was on the Justice Society in the old days.
I don't think they'll do that because Superman is like the pinnacle of the Justice League.
Well, what they could do is do like he teams up with the JSA. And not necessarily join them, but just team up with them. And that way it's a nice little tribute to when he was on the JSA.
Now I want to see a live-action Teen Titans movie.
Oh, hell yeah. It would be Judas. Oh, boy. Injustice Society in the DCEU. That would work really well. So
the problem that a lot of Teen Titans thing is a rush to Judas contract. You need to build up to that. That's like a second or third go-around kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Because Judas contract...
I would argue a 4.
And
fair enough.
This is a big no.
But Cassandra Cain is a really good Batgirl.
Yes, but Justice Society and also Vandal Savage could be the villain.
Cassandra Cain is who I'd put in the fictional Teen Titans movie.
Yes, put her absolutely put her in the Teen Titans movie, but do not, under any circumstances, put her because at most she's a Teen Titan. She's not a leaguer or a society member.
At most, she's like a second or third string leaguer.
Yeah, you could do that.
Also, Vandal Savage would be good for a villain to the Justice Society.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What about Rip Hunter?
Okay, I could see that.
As a Justice Society member, yeah, sure. Also, I want the same. I want the I want to continue the Doctor Who tradition because like they had Rory from Doctor Who play Rip in
Sure.
Legends of Tomorrow.
By the way.
How cool! Okay, Matt Smith as Rip Hunter.
Okay.
Or David Tennant as Rip Hunter.
Draga says, I really don't see a Teen Titans existing in the Snyderverse. I do.
At least not yet. They need to build up to it.
Not yet, because because the members. Oh boy, Citizen Steel. Okay, that works.
I mean, you want Colossus in there? Sure.
He's basically Colossus. That's true. I never thought of that, Nick. That's actually a good point.
I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could work. That could work really well. And Rip Hunter is a part of the Time Masters and stop him from interfering with the timeline.
He can do both.
He's
like doing a time travel story. He can do both.
What's so hilarious is that Rip Hunter is like the Watcher from Marvel in that he keeps making the vow, I won't interfere, and he keeps interfering. By the way,
you know, with them doing Flashpoint, I wonder if Rip Hunter will appear.
That would be an interesting.
Okay, if they would, if Rip Hunter was going to be a character, they would have announced it already. So I don't think they're going to.
Yeah, but and Draga says I could see the Justice League Future State happen 20 years after JL3. Well, they wouldn't do Future State. I think they would just do Kingdom Come. Just saying. Oh, but never mind. I think we're going to keep it a closed panel right now for tonight. I know Snyder. What is it? Trivia night. That's gonna be tomorrow. Actually, it's the Snyder Trivia Day. We'll have more of an open panel.
Yeah.
Which is for
so let's be honest. Yeah. If Snyder Queen has to come on, you let her on in a heartbeat.
She's already in. Yeah, but for right now, but yeah, I wouldn't do. I can't see them doing. Yeah, I couldn't do it. Yeah, exactly. It would turn into a Wonder Bat debate, but I can't see. Absolutely. By the way,
hey, that's you too. That's you too.
Yeah, exactly. I can't see them doing Future State because that story is severely underperformed. So I think they would just do Kingdom Come if they.
And it just sucked.
Yeah, it sucked. I think they would just do Kingdom Come.
Name one good thing about Future State. Look at Tevye in on this. Name one good storyline about Future State. I'll wait.
I mean, Superman fighting as He-Man in the Gladiatorial Pit. That was kind of cool.
That was World War Saga. And I will admit, that's good. I don't directly count that as part of the Future State. That just happened to be in syndication during that event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So, do you think we'll see more of Intergang in the DC? Oh, yeah. They're here to stay. Plus, comics... They get their tech from Darkseid. So if they're going toward the Darkseid invasion, that's a great way to basically tease Darkseid throughout the thing and basically do like how they teased Thanos for 10 years. But in this way, they show like Darkseid has had all these feelers on Earth for so many years as he makes his approach.
Also, you could say that they were mining Eternium to make weapons for Darkseid.
Yeah, there you go. There's any number of ways that they could... Yeah, there's any number of ways that they could use the Intergang in the Snyderverse. Like any number of ways that they could easily do this.
Now I want to see them do the Religion of Crime.
What was that one?
You know, it's kind of like a thing in DC verse, like the Crime Bible.
Religion of Crime?
I've never heard of that. Nick, explain.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry, I play too much DC Universe online, so.
There's a book called The Crime Bible?
Yes.
Why haven't I heard of
that? And there's a prophecy called The Blackest Night. I think we can suspend our disbelief.
All right.
Well, yeah, but that's also in the Book of Black, so... And the what is it? The Book of Willpower by Crime Bible.
Yeah.
And is Atom Smasher any way related to the Atom? No, I don't think so. Yeah. Wait, he is? To the Atom. He is? Oh wow, I didn't know that. Even though he has the same logo and similar costume. By the way, I got major Deadpool vibes from that mask. By the way, Adam Smasher was
Okay.
wearing.
All right, so I just looked it up. In DC Comics, Albert Rothstein is a godson of the first Adam, Al Pratt, and later becomes the superhero known as Adam Smasher and Nucleon.
Okay, that works. So he is. And by yes, and Nick, people agree they want to see the crime Bible story arc.
I just play too much DC Universe Online, where they put everything in there.
And I will say, what? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jay Heat.
Hold on, you're lagging. What were you saying? Jared?
I
You
was
were
going
about
to
to
say.
say
All right, I'm probably gonna get some people's hopes up, but a super thing.
A what?
Oh, Nick, you were saying something. I'm sorry.
Oh, I think he was saying. I think Jay Heat was saying asking about
y'all
Super
interested in the
Sons.
Super Sons series?
I did see the Super Sons movie and it was great. But actually, yeah, they could. That'd be cool. A live action Super Sons, but do it in the version of John Kent that everyone likes.
You mean the 12-year-old version?
Yeah, not the a-hole version. But and we already have an Adam, Ryan Choi. It could be he helped Adam Smasher get his
Ryan
technology.
Choi.
Yeah, there's that. This lines up really well with the Snyder Cut, bringing in all these characters.
Here's my headcanon. So Ryan Choi was the lab assistant of Al Pratt.
Mhm.
And so basically that sets it up where you have the Atom and then Adam Smasher.
Yeah, that's a way that it could do
Okay.
it. Now here's the thing: as powerful as Black Adam is, we all know there's no way he's beating Batfleck in a fight, right? Batman will find a way. That Batman will find a way to defeat Black Adam.
Depends if we're factoring prep time or not.
You want to know what the way that Batman defeats Black Adam is he activates his watch and calls in Superman. That's how he beats him.
Well, actually, here's the thing, though. I guarantee you that as soon that if Amanda Waller's aware of Black Adam, she probably told Batman. That's how they got Superman to show up, and Batman probably at that point started prepping.
I think. Well, okay. So if in all seriousness, he would probably have Eternium-based weapons because Eternium actually did hurt him. And it actually did actually prevent it. So he would probably have Eternium bullets, maybe even a Eternium-powered suit or something. That
They would
would
have
actually.
essentially an Eternium spear. And you go right.
Kryptonite now.
Why did you say that name?
Well, okay. What I'm saying is, it doesn't weaken him, but it's kind of like Superman and Magic, where Black Adam is not as invulnerable to Eternium as he is. Because, remember, he get remember Black Adam got hit with that Eternium bullet, and he was out for a while.
Yeah, dude. If he fights Black Adam, then something will definitely be bleeding.
Tell me, do you bleed?
No, you know what
You will.
No, Nick. You know what that's a reference to?
Nick, you gotta do it right. Tell me,
Tell me,
do you
do you
bleed?
bleed?
Actually, no. I could just do this. Hang on. There you go.
When I cut myself, I do bleed.
Yeah, exactly. When I cut myself. Now,
I mean,
so
they
by
say
the
the
way,
first cut is the deepest.
immediately when I left the theater, you know what I thought? This was my thinking towards the old regime's movies, basically the old regime.
The bat is dead. Bury it. Consider this mercy.
I
By the
mean,
way,
considering
it was
how
funny.
much The Rock was trashing the old regime on the
Yeah.
red carpet.
He was saying,
Ding dong, the hottest dead. Witch, bitch, the hottest bitch. Ding dong, the modern witch is dead.
I also loved. It was kind of funny seeing Walter Hamada's face in the middle of in the credits. I mean, his name, even though, we won't have to see that name ever again.
I mean, that's the reason why he stuck around, is he wanted the
I
bonuses
will
from
admit.
Black Adam.
Yeah.
I will admit, I was late because I saw Black Adam twice. Once regular, the other on IMAX.
Oh, really? Was it good
Yeah.
on IMAX?
I watched it twice. Yes. I would actually give it a 9 if we're counting IMAX. So much
Okay,
better.
yeah. Yeah,
If you watch this movie, which I highly recommend, you go watch on IMAX.
that's cool. Yeah, it seems a lot like an IMAX worthy film.
And this movie was definitely gave me 2000 nostalgia, like with Transformers and the Sam Raimi films,
Yeah.
where the side characters, like the side human characters, really drag it down because they overstay their welcome. So
Yeah,
that's my
kind
only
of.
nitpick out of the whole movie.
Kind of. Yeah.
Honestly, the Justice Society was the best part of this movie.
Yeah, kind of. It made people want a Justice Society movie. It kind of made people want a Justice Society movie.
Like, even though Cyclone and Adam Smasher were like largely superfluous, like literally you could have cut them out of the movie and nothing would have been lost. They at least were enjoyable to watch. They didn't detract from the movie, but they're at least kind of, even though he was like a Deadpool light, it still wasn't overbearing. Also, Cyclone, she was so much fun to watch, and dang, that girl's fine.
The visuals for Cyclone were like amazing. I love how Adriana told the JSA off about her country being oppressed. Yeah, exactly. That was actually really cool.
Yeah, that's some kind of Sokovia vibes there. Like, they're kind of doing some Sokovia kind of stuff.
But here's the funny part. This movie seemed to me to be pretty apolitical.
For the most part.
Yeah.
For the most let me put it this way, it didn't seem preachy at all.
Like the idea of like the Justice League never going to that part of the globe, like they were kind of touching upon some like foreign occupations, like they were kind of doing some Iraq War kind of level politics, but it was mostly surface level politics. Like they didn't go too deep into the issue, and I felt like they did it just enough to kind of. And plus, honestly, I feel like making it Kondak instead of Iraq or Afghanistan really helped.
Yeah, instead of just having it out like because it could easily just have had Kondak be like a village in Afghanistan.
Like they could have had it be like Baghdad or Fallujah or something.
Yeah, and I also liked, and this was a part that was kind of concerning me going into this, how The Rock actually spoke Egyptian or like Kandaki when it was in the flashbacks instead of just having The Rock just speak. I was like, oh, okay, that's a nice detail. At least that's a little bit less like The Rock. Yeah, I was like, that's a little bit less like The Rock just playing The Rock, even though he was totally just playing The Rock.
Also, I do like the twist to where the son was the original, like, was the one chosen, and then he gave him the powers, which, let's be honest, that was already proven to be a thing with, like, the first Shazam, so that's perfectly fine.
And there you go. The people of his country had no problem with Black Adam killing the bad guys, which... Again, I don't see why anyone would have any problems with bad guys getting killed. They're bad guys.
But I do understand Hawkman's
they get what they deserve.
I understand Hawkman's stance because you're dealing with a person that's like almost literally a nuclear bomb, and you have like doomsday like visions from Dr. Fate on that.
Also, Hawkman. Also, like to go into this, they don't know, like is he like a straight out villain? Like they had to learn to trust them and whatnot.
But it seemed like Hawkman was a little extremist on heroes don't kill. But and I love The Rock going, but I do. That was great. And then they start that slow motion fight in the kids' room. But I love Jay. I want to get your opinion on this. I love where the Superman poster gets like torched only in the face, and I think that's like a middle finger to Warner Brothers for like having the Henry Cavill faceless cameos. I was like, screw you.
Roll the clip. Please roll the clip.
Yeah. You know what? I gotta do that. It seemed to me like it was pretty much essentially like The Rock made that scene just to go.
Yeah, second Warner Brothers.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much him. I'm gonna have to make a clip to clip out when The Rock goes, the hierarchy of power is about to change. Here's an idea. I would request everyone go watch again this movie in the theater. Me and my friends going again. Reason: MCU fans would downplay every DC content. Its success determines future Snyderverse movies. Yes, I'm gonna go see it again. Go see this movie if you want to see more of Henry Cavill Superman, because guess what? They will reboot and recast everyone.
Because let's be honest, this movie is a bit underperforming at the moment.
Not necessarily. It had the best opening weekend for any Rock movie.
But I thought it was like it was tracking to be at like 65, 70, but it's like tracking at like 60.
Well, it depends, but just go see this movie multiple times,
Critic
please.
scores are always going to be lower.
Yeah. I like how Amanda Waller told Black Adam to let this country be his prison. Yeah, and I love where Black Adam's like, there's no one on this planet that could stop me. Okay, then I'll call in a favor with some people that aren't from this planet. And then Black Adam just goes, send them.
I mean,
all."
I think, because let's be honest here. The Black Adam has positioned himself as the protector of Kahndaq. He's not the ruler. He's the protector of Kahndaq.
And that's why he smashes the throne.
And telling him just stay in Kahndaq and you're good.
That-
I
that
don't
was
think
a nice touch.
I don't think Black Adam's gonna have much problem abiding by that. Like,
Because that's
You
what he
know,
does in the
like-
comics. Really, he only leaves to protect Kahndaq. That's it.
There's no reason to leave.
Yeah, he has literally no reason to leave.
and I
I
think
guess the one storyline where he
and if
can
he's
show
gonna
them.
talk one-on-one with Superman, that's probably the consensus they're gonna give. Like, just like we're not gonna bother you. Basically just kind of like you don't bother you, we don't bother you kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like, hey, listen, dude, you and I won't have a problem if you stay in Kahndaq. Totally will not have a problem. We won't interfere. We won't do anything. Just do whatever you want to do in Kahndaq. We'll be out here.
Yeah, and I think like I feel like given the position where he's at the end of the movie, he's kind of predisposed to agree to that. Like okay, sure, I just want to, like, you're saying you'll stay out of my affairs. I just have to stay in Kahndaq. Like, okay, that's a fair deal to me.
And what they could probably do is like they could have like for the Black Adam v Superman movie, what they could do is like a military strike happens and it like goes off target and like hits someone in Kahndaq. Black Adam shows up and like destroys a bunch of U.S. Army people, and then Superman shows up and goes, "Okay, now we have a problem."
Yeah, if they do a Black Adam sequel, he's going to be fighting Superman. Also, Shazam's going to be in there somewhere.
Oh yeah, they could do a movie version sort of that one animated short that was Black Adam, Shazam, and Superman fighting.
Also,
Yeah, I remember that joke. Kate.
I wonder if the events of Black Adam are going to be at least mentioned in Fury of the Gods.
They could. It depends on when Fury of the Gods taking place, because Fury of the Gods could take place during Black Adam.
True, because like the wizard from Shazam was in Black Adam. Like they literally had the actor come back.
That was cool. I didn't expect that one.
And yeah, so it's like because they did I mean the events that they described in Shazam perfectly match up with Black Adam anyway. So
Yeah, exactly. It's like legit. They're in the same continuity. They could
also
pretty much
one
do that.
detail that I really liked is normally Shazam is an anagram of Greek gods, which but in this one they actually had different gods because Greece didn't exist yet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was that was what was something that was kind of confusing to me, because I'm like, okay, so Shazam and they've established that it's like, how could Shazam and Black Adam be super? They all get their powers from the same gods and all that stuff. But then it's like, okay, that's the way it works. And I liked how they still had him say Shazam instead of just him like transforming, because they could have easily changed that too.
Yeah.
So let's talk about where do you think it goes from here? Do you think Black Adam is going to be like the Thanos of the DC universe?
No.
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 I would still say that role goes to Darkseid if they continue.
Yeah.
Yes, the dark side is the Thanos. Like if that's that.
Yeah, they went into his how Cyclone got her powers. I like that a lot.
She does nanobots.
Yeah, that's just super cool. And then they perfectly explain in like a grounded universe how that could happen.
Yeah. I do feel like they handled the exposition for all the characters pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did. They didn't go too deep into it because they could have just gone on and on and on.
Just enough to let you kind of give you an idea of what's happening.
Yeah, they said, okay, so here's who I am. Here's how I got my powers. We're done. You know my motivation and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But once again, I think my favorite comedy scene was when Adam Smasher like knocks Hawkman out, and then Hawkman just looks at him and goes, "You and me when we get back." That's good. Again, when that's available, I'm gonna clip that, and that's gonna be my new Nick is pissing me off clip.
So on that topic, any other moments that are gonna get clipped?
Probably Shazam going, Black Adam going, "Well, I do," or "There's no one on this earth that can stop me," or "Send them all," or "Superman, we need to talk."
Or
I
just
can
honestly,
imagine
just
five of those
honestly,
movies
just
and
his appearance.
One at a time, guys. One at a time. One at a time.
Yeah, it
Okay,
was the screen's lagging pretty bad. But I'm just saying, I could see a lot of that material being used on Snyder Queen.
Oh yeah.
You too.
Oh, I'm using Cyclone for her, definitely.
Oh yeah, you'll have plenty of stuff to use for her.
There was plenty of just once again. I just want to talk more and revel about what a fantastic show of her powers in this movie. I liked when Dr. Fate compares Black Adam to Batman. When did he do that?
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Did he like say there are anti-heroes
No,
in this universe? I don't remember that. Lawrence, drop in the comments when he said that. It was good seeing
It must have been a
Hardcore
throwaway
again.
line.
It must have been a throwaway line, yeah. It was great seeing Hardcore again. I enjoy her character. I like how she's like more in the universe.
I feel like
the world does need a white knight, and so sometimes it needs something darker. Yeah, that works. I like that.
Hey, to the SJWs out there, that's your one woke dig. Enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying there.
That's a dig against the wokeness.
Mm-hmm. Something dark, yeah, I like. And plus, also, we kind of think that could also be like sort of a dig on the anti-Snyder fans who complained about Snyder's movies being too dark.
I kind of feel like DC is kind of starting to get their footing with these movies. Like I feel like they're kind of like slowly but surely they're kind of starting to kind of get to where like the tone they want to get to, like the kind of the movies they want to make. Because like they're starting to do these crossovers. They're doing it pretty well, honestly.
Yeah, because here's the thing. DC is the darker publisher. Between this and Marvel, DC is the darker. Now, here's the thing. DC still has positives to an extent. To an extent. I'm just saying, compared to Marvel, DC is the darker story thing.
On average, because Superman is like the epitome of light.
The epitome of light depends on the storyline. But my point is that DC has figured out that we have to have some dark components because that's like part of what makes us unique. But obviously, we don't have to go full like super dark. I mean, even the Snyder Cut, which was all Snyder, had positive moments, including the
yeah, like I do think going full dark like you got with Batman v Superman. I think that was while it was a good movie, maybe it was a little bit too far. And like even Snyder Cut was a little bit too dark, just maybe bring it up just one or two more notches. I'm not saying go full light, jokey comedy, but like a slightly edgy.
For that.
What?
We have Justice League for that.
All right, clip that guy.
You want to fully copy Marvel?
No, I'm not booting. But Black Adam 8 out of 10. Yeah, me too. That's on average where I think a lot of people put it.
Yeah, like it's like I think that's kind of like what I've seen people basically above average, very solid movie. That seems to be kind of the consensus.
Yeah, if The Sun were better written, I probably would put it at like a 9 out of 10 at most.
If they hadn't have killed Black Adam, it would have been not Black Adam.
But they didn't kill Black Adam, so.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that was wishful thinking. But if they hadn't have killed Dr. Fate, it would have been an 8.5 movie.
Now, let me ask you this.
I literally took off half a point for them killing off my favorite character.
Wait, see that? No. Let's talk about it because Hawkman has this reincarnation with Hawkgirl, so you might as well have killed Hawkman off.
Yeah, I know.
It ties with his lore anyway.
But the way they had set up the movie, it was basically, I think the movie was really setting up not having him die. Because, like, I mean, obviously, like, I do feel like the whole somebody's gonna die kind of thing. But, like, it would have either been Hawkman chooses to die because he a heroic sacrifice, or someone else. And honestly, looking back, it had to have been either Hawkman or Dr. Fate.
And here we go. Superman has been pushed so far by a lot of villains like Lex Luthor, Darkseid, Mogul, Manchester Black. Let me put it this way: DCAU. What's when the last line Superman says? Okay, so I feel like this world's made of cardboard that I have to like be careful because it could hurt someone. But with you, you can take it, so I don't have to hold back with you. Now, let me ask you this.
I really hope that in Justice League 2 or 3
we get a live action version of that line. I'm like, please. Oh, they could modify
I don't care if they do it
verbatim. They could modify it and go, the last time I let loose, I got yelled at and the people admonished me. But you can take it, can't you? So you know what?
Oh my God. That would be a great FU to the people who get mad about Man of Steel ending.
Yeah, by the way, so what'd you guys think of Superman's suit?
It was Superman's suit. I mean, there's not really much I can say about it. It was Superman's suit.
And here's the thing:
I did like that they got him the curl, which we had to debate about that in the group chat,
in the Twitter. But the leaks, you
I
actually
thought I was the only one who noticed that.
Yeah, the leaks don't do the suit justice. You have to actually see it on the screen. It looks much better, not as like a screenshot.
Well, if I mean, I know we don't have footage, but I did send you a picture.
Yeah.
Can you pull that up?
Yeah, 1 second. What if it was Martian Manhunter? Oh, that'd be interesting. But then Martian Manhunter died. I don't think I got the picture, Nick.
No, oh, it's in one of the group chats.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Oh, let me send it to you.
Oh, you mean this? Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, again, the screenshot does not look. By the way, again, spoiler. The screenshot doesn't, even on the screenshot, it doesn't look as good as it did in the theaters, although it looks pretty good, actually.
So I took this picture in the theaters literally a few hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
Can you like full screen it or something?
No, I can't. My computer will just zoom in like really close to it.
Okay. But yeah, so Superman is back, baby.
Finally. And yeah, and by Jay, I was talking to Nick about this. I like the rendition of the John Williams theme they used in this. This is what they could have done, is made a more epic version, but also still homage it. And by the way, I was looking at Black Canary because Nick and I were recording a podcast episode talking about the greatest of the best B tier characters of DC and Marvel. And by B tier, I was talking about not current Justice League lineup in the movies and TV shows, essentially. Now, and again, yeah, I put a reminder. But by the way, I will say, yeah, the music thing. First off, the soundtrack in this movie was fantastic. Like the actual music, superb.
When they weren't playing random pop songs.
Yeah, I mean the actual score of the movie, fantastic. I like the homage to Zack Snyder's Justice League. That was clearly an homage to Zack Snyder's Justice League. It shows me even more that it's canon, because if Whedon Cut was canon, wouldn't they be using the Whedon Cut music, or at least some type of like dun dun dun?
You want to know how I know they're heading in that they're heading in a Snyder Cut direction? They deliberately use, like, you don't think the higher ups at Warner Brothers would allow the director to use slow-mo, which is literally Zack Snyder's trademark.
And by the way, I knew that they were going to decanonize Justice League because they deleted the trailer and re-uploaded it without that footage with the caption corrected. By the way, I would have liked it was Hans Zimmer since it's Cavill, but the important thing is that he's back. Yeah, okay. That I think is the best way to do it.
Stylistically, this film slots in perfectly with Zack Snyder's films.
Yeah,
it's like
Superman.
You can definitely tell this is stylistically inspired by Snyder.
And the way Superman acted, the way his lines, very much Snyder lines. In other words, Snyder Superman would say like we need to talk. It's been a while since someone made the world this nervous. Yeah, that's very much. If it were the what?
Crazy team up, the Fast and Furious, and the Justice League.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my!
Gal Gadot teaming up with Giselle and just being like, "Wait a second here. Wait, the Fast and the Furious Earth is in the multiverse. That's how they explain they're able to do all these weird things, like Dwayne the Rock Johnson pulling a helicopter. They're actually superheroes."
Like, I wonder how Hobbs and Black Adam would react now. Like that's a question. I want that answered.
I bet you that like Hobbs would show, look, when I flex, I can break out of a cast.
If you want to test that, I can put you in a cast.
Oh boy, yeah, sure you could.
I'm sorry,
Sure
but you know that would very much be something that Black Adam how you respond.
Yeah, I know. And this is Nick right now with his little pun.
Yeah, I can.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
I can do this all day.
Not impressed.
Had to
I know
because
you're
it's
not.
Superman.
I know you're
But
not.
yes, the Superman scene will be a drop. The whole Black Adam, like the whole, it's been a while. Line up to Black Adam, we need to talk. Will be a clip. Because
Yeah.
I can't not do that, because that was great. As a Superman fan, I was like, okay, this is actually pretty dope. Because yeah, it is the classic Superman. He's in the blue and red suit, which I don't know why the Snyder fans are freaking out, because guess what? This is not taking place immediately after Justice League. Clearly not.
I think they were hoping for the black suit because that would have been 100% like as clear as day confirmation that the Snyder Cut is coming back. With it being the blue suit, it still leaves it kind of in a murky area. They wanted that 100% confirmation because with it being the blue suit, it still leaves it either way. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be Snyder. They're literally gonna like do Justice League 2-3, Snyder's back, or it could be they're just bringing the actors back and going a different direction, or they could be bringing who not be named and literally doing Justice League 3. It leaves it up in the air, and I'm trying to go into their heads and see what
True.
know what I'm saying.
Speaking of like
Black suit would have been 100% confirmation. That's a TLDR.
Yeah, but there's no reason for him to be in the black suit at that point in the timeline. Because remember, this takes place 5 years after Justice League. If this takes place after Justice League. And by the way, so I actually have. Let me get you. It looked like the Man of Steel suit, only the yellow was more brighter. Yeah, that's fine, because when you look at the suit that was behind him in Zack Snyder's Justice League, it was very much brighter. So it could be this takes place after Justice League 3, and then what they're going to do if they bring Zack back, say this takes place before Black Adam.
Or it could be that they cranked up the saturation.
Well, last time, no, it's not that, because the last time they did that, we got Justice League. Now, I want your guys' opinion on something while we're on the topic of Snyderverse being canon. So I keep getting these comments on my thing saying that the Whedon cut is going to lead. First off, that the Whedon cut is canon. We've already disputed that. But someone put in the comments,
there's more evidence that it's not canon than it is.
Yeah, I brought that up. But someone also brings up that, number one, the Whedon cut is going to lead into the Nightmare timeline. Somehow that links. Yeah, Jay Heath, that's exactly my reaction when I read that comment. And then it's not canon because the Richard Donner cut is not canon. I'm like, this is a very, very different scenario.
There's nothing in the Richard Donner cut that even contradicts anything else. Like, it's just different. Well, different. The events play out differently. It's not like there's, like. Here's the thing. In my opinion, currently the debate is not settled. There is no clear indication.
Not yet. It's not going to be.
But in terms of the needle is looking like it's moving in a Snyder direction.
Plus, here's the thing. We won't get a definitive answer until after Flash, because I think Flash is going to be when they're going to establish their timeline.
And even then we have it's because Aquaman.
They
Well,
could.
here's what we know so far. Ben Affleck is going to survive the Flash, if for nothing else, because Aquaman takes place after the Flash, and Ben Affleck is confirmed to be in there.
Confirmed. Yeah.
And so, if that's still the case, where Aquaman is taking place after the, then that means Ben Affleck survives. So they're not killing him in Flashpoint.
What I think they'll do, let me put it this way: if they start making a reference to like Steppenwolf, if they like show Steppenwolf's body is like headless body, or like they when they talk about Steppenwolf, they say, "Oh yeah, but we killed him." You can pretty much, there are certain audio cues that they can drop to say, "Guess what? Canon." Oh, and also, Cavill will be in the Flash. Yay! And he's going to interact with Supergirl. Finally, I can't believe this was never an idea. But and also,
I just want a Man of Steel 2, because we haven't actually gotten. You want to know the last time, like, we got like an actual Superman movie? The 80s. Like, not since the Reeves series have we had an actual, like, more than one Superman movie. We got Superman Returns, which was essentially a Reeves sequel anyway, and then we've had TV shows, but we haven't actually had a series of Superman movies, like, literally since 1984 when when Superman 4 dropped. That was the last sequel to Superman movie. Like,
we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that. Do not bring up AQFP. Do not bring up AQFP. That's use the abbreviation because that movie has become a movie that shall not be named. If you say that, I will boot you. That is banned hammer material.
Are the first two movies okay, though?
The first two movies are fine. You can mention the first two movies because those are fantastic. But the other thing is that this commenter said, well, first off, Superman 2, because I brought up it doesn't exist in the shared universe. And they said, well, Superman 2 does exist in the shared universe. I'm saying, no, a different type of shared universe. Having like multiple Superman movies does not count. And then they said the Arrowverse, Crisis on Infinite Earths counts. And I'm like, that all your examples are from the old regime that's dead. The whole they were going in, their whole plan wiped from existence.
I think you should play the clip. The Bat is dead. Bury it.
Actually, I'm going to play two clips because you know what? They're both appropriate.
The Bat is dead. Bury it.
Yeah, second Warner Brothers.
There you go. Both were relevant. But yeah, my thing is that, guess what? And they ask you, well, where's your proof that the Snyder Cut is canon? Look at the fact that when 2 seconds of the Whedon cut, number one, was in the marketing for Black Adam, they could cut it out and put in corrected. And second off,
also, they've been using Snyder Cut clips in all the other trailers, like Shazam. They use Snyder
ever
Cut.
Since the movie came out. It's like they've forgot. The last time we got Whedon cut like anything was when they announced that like the 4K versions on HBO Max was we need to see crap in 4K.
See, this is exactly what my position is. While there is no clear indication, there is a lot of evidence that is suggesting Snyder. But there's none for Whedon. Like, there's no like, if someone has evidence to say that like Whedon may be canon, please point it out. I legitimately want to hear it because
canon. And by the way, Aquaman and Shazam also don't count because I'm talking about stuff in the new regime. Do not because this other person also sent me articles from 2020, and I'm like, or 2021 when the Snyder Cut came out with Ann Sarnoff saying we're not going to pursue this. I'm like, that's dead because guess what? That old regime, they all got fired.
I'm looking at stuff strictly in the movies. People can say whatever they want to the trades. Like that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize is plans change.
Hamada walked away. But...
Yeah, he's gone.
Well, to be fair, Zaslav pretty much fired him without firing him.
Because guess what? There was monetary evidence that the Snyderverse is successful. The Whedon movie failed. That's the first thing. And Zaslav loves money. Second off, what has The Rock been admonishing the old regime for not doing? Listening to the fans. And guess what? What version of Justice League was universally reviled? Because at the even
compared to which one that got nominated for an Oscar.
Won an Oscar. Won. Not nominated. Won. And second off, even Snyder haters, and Nick will bring this up. Nick, what's the one thing Snyder haters will say about the Snyder Cut compared to the Whedon Cut?
It's too dark. It's too violent.
No. Compared to the Whedon Cut, because you and I have had this conversation many times, that the Snyder Cut is better, at least better than the Whedon Cut.
Oh, okay, yeah, like that, yeah.
At the very least, which, okay, I'm like, at least, even if you hate Snyder, at least we can agree on that, which, that's my thing. You fail to understand, because here's the thing, Superman 2, Nick, so Superman 2 was the Donner cut, right?
So Superman 2, yeah, because, like, okay, so a brief history lesson. So, they shot Superman 1 and 2 back to back. It was kind of like a Lord of the Rings kind of thing.
They did.
And it was originally being done by Richard Donner. And then so the things were taking too long, and so they pushed out Superman 1. It was successful. They fired Richard Donner and brought in Richard Lester to finish Superman 2. The thing is, Richard Donner had shot like pretty much most Superman 2 at that point. So you got to realize they did like when they did like the test screenings, like, you know, like the screen tests, they used scenes from Superman 2 as, like, if you look behind the scenes footage, they use scenes from Superman 2 to test the when they're casting the characters. Mm-hmm. So that kind of basically in the 2000s, they allowed Richard Donner to come back and re-edit his film to do the Richard Donner cut.
Yeah, my point is that here's the thing: Superman 2 was never as universally reviled. The theatrical cut of Superman 2, as far as I know, Nick, you can probably testify to this more. Superman 2 was never as reviled as the Whedon cut was.
I mean, honestly, some people have said like Superman 2 more than the original, just because like the fights were a little bit more epic. There never really was a problem with Superman 2. It was really Superman 3 has like a lot of problems, but it's not like bring in Richard Pryor. Fun fact, the mother from Smallville actually plays Lana in this movie.
Yeah, she got the job because she showed up. Because the story goes is that I think she was like auditioning for Smallville. And then she like knew all this like Superman lore, and she goes, "Oh yeah, I played Lana in the Superman 2." And she goes, "Okay, you have to play this character now." But
I mean, to be fair, she also did a really good job in Smallville. So.
She did, but that's the difference.
Okay,
between...
quick question.
Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
Quick question: which is worse, the Whedon cut or the Superman movie that should not be named?
Superman the Whedon cut.
No. Like, I'd say the movie that must not be named. Cause...
You'd rather watch the Whedon cut, knowing with the Flash falling into Wonder Woman.
Like, okay. Actually, I'd say I'd rather watch that over Superman 3, because Superman 3 is really bad. Is
that the one where like he like goes really pissed off and like loses powers and has sex with Lois Lane?
Well, no, he has sex with Lois Lane in the second one, but
okay.
That's the one where Computer is the enemy and Richard Pryor is like the main villain of that.
Okay, yeah.
And it's just so bad. I mean, the fourth one is atrocious, but it's just like the third
I agree
one,
with you. I'd rather watch
third one. See, the problem with the third one, they were trying to make a movie. They just like failed horribly. The fourth one, they just didn't care. Like, they were out of gas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I somewhat agree with you. But let me put it this way: as a fan who grew up on DC in the Justice League Unlimited cartoon, yeah, I have to go with I would rather watch Superman 4.
Like, at least Batman and Robin falls into so bad it's good territory. Like, at least there's some. Like, at least there's some entertainment value.
Barely.
Like, I'm sorry, but like,
let me put it this way. Do you have any idea how the opportunity for clips that Mr. Freeze gives me?
A bat bomb.
Yeah, the amount of clips.
Okay,
okay,
I'll give you that.
The amount. Let me put it this way. I could clip every single time Mr. Freeze opens his mouth, and it's gold to use on this live stream. All right, everybody.
Cheers. Tonight's forecast: a freeze is coming.
I love in White Knight when they all assault the Neo Joker stronghold, and Mr. Freeze is like, "I'm all out of ice puns." I'm like, oh, this is great. Because you know that's what Sean Gordon Murphy is referencing.
I want to buy Sean Gordon Murphy beer now. Like, seriously.
He's so good. You have to buy White Knight, Nick. You will not regret it at all. That is like one of the that's like my favorite Batman story right now, like of all time. Because they even drive all the Batmobiles, including the Adam West Batmobile. Like the Adam West Batmobile, the Batman Begins Tumbler, the animated series Batmobile makes an appearance. It's really, really good. So anyway, going back to Black Adam, again, I plan on seeing this movie again, absolutely. Oh, yes. And speaking of Batman, there's also the Gotham Knights game, which I am playing right now, and it is so much fun. It is so great. And I can confirm, okay, they were right about, spoiler, they were right about Batman being dead. Like, actually, they make it pretty obvious.
Technically.
Wait, what?
I mean, it's still Batman, but still.
Wait, what?
But with a twist.
What?
Wait. What are we talking? They're talking about Gotham Knights?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get anyone who doesn't. Yeah, Gotham Knights. Anyone who doesn't want to be spoiled, walk away now in the next 10 seconds.
Yeah.
3,
10,
2,
9,
1.
go. Okay, so yeah.
Talia al Ghul in the League of Assassins.
Yeah, I was like, yes, Talia.
What is
I was
it?
like, as soon as she made an appearance, dude, you walk into a morgue and then Talia's there, and I'm like, yes.
They're Lazarus pitting him, aren't they?
No, they're not. She straight up takes out. She burns his body.
To prevent it from being Lazarus pitted.
Yes,
That was
that's the implication, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, they pretty much confirm Batman's dead. Like they show you the body of Batman. I thought they were gonna like they couldn't find his body. Then I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, I could definitely see like he could probably come back. By the way,
I mean,
I am
if
playing.
they're gonna do this universe, it probably is best that he's dead. I think.
By the way, I pre-ordered the game, so guess who got the Jim Lee skins immediately? Obviously, I equipped the Red Hood. I got the Red Hood Jim Lee skin because I hate the Red Hood design in this game.
So, who's Robin in Gotham Knights?
Yeah.
Tim Drake. Tim Drake.
So does Damian exist in this universe?
By implication, he does.
Because what they could do is they could have a teenage Damian become Batman.
Yeah. Oh, he does go out like a badass in the game. Yeah, 100%. Batman goes out like a badass. So yeah, and they make a lot of references to Under the Red Hood and Jason Todd's thing. I still don't like Jason Todd's like buff look, like he's a linebacker, but I do like his voice. The voice actor's doing a great job.
You mean Jensen Ackles is playing him again?
No, he's not playing him, but I wish it was Jensen Ackles.
no.
Oh, by the way,
that's a wasted opportunity. That's a travesty.
True. By the way, so I have the Jim Lee skins and the Batman Beyond skins. I am.
Wait, the Batman Beyond skins? I gotta look this up.
They have skins called Beyond. All right, and guess what else I was playing today? The 1 week early pre-release campaign for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Super dope. Oh, Tevia has a great comment, by the way. Take note, CW show. Gotham Knights is how you kill off Batman like a badass. Yeah, in the Gotham Knights trailer, they legit have Batman. They show Batman, but he's just in a tuxedo with a bat mask on.
I got to admit, I'm looking at the Beyond suits, and yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah. What were you saying, Jahid?
Yeah.
I thought the Gotham Knights got shit canned for being god awful.
It's dead. It's heavily. I mean, they haven't officially done it, but the word is that it's dead. It's just like, oh my gosh, it's just another generic Gotham show with Batman's son. That's not Damian. That doesn't know that his father's Batman. I don't know how you could not know that if you live at the manor. At some point, Nick, if you live with Bruce Wayne in Wayne Manor, wouldn't you find out eventually he's Batman?
I mean, there has been. I remember back in like the 60s or 70s, they had like the Aunt Martha or Myrtle character who didn't know, and that was when they had an entire like family of people living at the mansion who were Bat people.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Realistically, Batman flies the Batwing out of the Batcave below Wayne Manor. You think someone would figure it out when? Okay, so where's Master Bruce? Oh, he's somewhere. I'm like, someone would figure it out eventually.
All right, I need you to gas Damien before because I'm going to be flying the Batwing out, so I can't rely. I can't have
just
him
gas him. Just gas him.
Just imagine like Damien's playing video games. All of a sudden, Alfred goes, "Phoom," you know.
No, it's like Jason shows up with chloroform. If they
like,
kill off that Gotham Knights, there would be a mercy killing, or if they redo it so it's legitimately like the game.
and let's imagine like they're at the breakfast table. It's like, Damien, you like, I was playing video games and I just kind of blacked out, and then I woke up in my bed with like another headache. Like, this is the third time this week this has happened. What are you guys doing at night?
What I could see is since Damien's a badass and he would probably fight whoever, I could see Red Hood and Nightwing doing this on who has to gas him. Because they're all like, because Damien would stab you, so he's like, okay, dude.
I'm not doing it. Last time he almost judo throwed me, so I'm not doing it.
He's like, oh, Red Hood, if he kills you, we'll just throw you in a Lazarus pit. You'll be fine.
I barely got my sanity back the last time you did that.
Oh, by the way, Red Hood is fantastic to play as in Gotham Knights. I love it. He is Red Hood. I love that. I love that guy.
I will say one thing: if they do make Damien DLC, bring Goliath.
Bring what?
You know who I'm talking about? You know. Bring Goliath. Damien and Goliath.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Nick knows
All right,
who I'm
so
talking about.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
If they bring in Damien, what would he be? Would he be Red Robin, or would they have him be Batman?
What if he's
because if they have him be like a 14 or like a 15 or 16-year-old Damien, I could see them having him be like a Batman. But maybe they give him like a Beyond style suit, like not necessarily the Beyond suit, but like something closer to that.
Mm-hmm. Could, or they could
like
just
what the Batman Arkham game is going to do.
Yeah, my theory is that whoever you're playing as, whoever you complete the game as, that person becomes Batman.
Oh, I have an idea for a DLC.
What?
A time portal opens up and Terry McGinnis flies out.
3 guesses on what Tevia put in the comments.
Super Sons.
Why would they bring in Superboy in a Gotham Knights game? That's my question.
To be fair, they have a picture of Tim and Connor in the game. You gotta give them that
picture, but why would he be an actual character in the game? Like, I could see a cameo. He shows up and then just leaves. But
what if they do a DLC where it's like the trio gets transported to the Beyond universe? They kind of just do a reskin of the map to make it look like the Beyond.
It's Quadro. It's not a trio.
Also, they're teaming up with Terry McGinnis to where in this universe, the Batcave had been like abandoned for like decades, and Terry McGinnis finds it, and it's like he's like, it turns out he's like a clone of Bruce or whatever.
By the way,
you know,
do you want to see the Batsuit from Gotham Knights?
Oh, sure.
And then we're gonna like wrap it up. We all like Black Adam. It's not as. It's in no way what the critics are telling you it is. They're just saying it because they hate anything that looks like Zack Snyder. Oh, they also mentioned these ones. Yeah, mentioning it is different. But here's the Batsuit from Gotham Knights. It's very much inspired by DC Rebirth. With like the gold around the bat symbol.
I can't. It's just a bunch of pictures. I'm sorry. I don't really see it that well.
Actually, here. Let me.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, how's that on this side, dude?
I can't see it that well. It's just like a corner of the screen. Let me maximize it. Yeah, I can't really see the details that well. I'm sorry.
Okay. Let me see if I can find them. All right. Well, anyway, it's very much Rebirth in style, and that it's like gray. But it has like the yellow outline on the bat symbol and stuff. It's like based upon my favorite bat suit from the comics, because I love. Here's the Rebirth. I love the gold trim on that bat symbol.
Okay.
I think it looks really cool, and the inside of the cape is purple, so it's very regal. And I like the gray and the gold. I think that really contrasts really well with Batman.
Yeah, the colors go together pretty well.
I also like the gray and blue from like the Chuck Dixon era. I have
Also,
to say that because
Also, looking
Yeah.
at that statue, that symbol looks unawful. Like Ben Affleck's symbol.
which one? Oh yeah, it does actually kind of.
Yeah,
Kind of.
the big fat bat kind of symbol. It does kind of remind me of it.
Well, if you want to see a reminder, I have the hot toy right here. Hang on. Let me lift
I don't even
and-
want to know how much you paid for that. Those things are expensive.
And well, here's an indicator.
I don't even want to know.
Here's an indicator. Superman and Batman came as a set,
Oh dear God.
so it was two of them.
That had to at least cost you $2,000.
Five
Every
hundo.
bit.
500. It was like 524 total.
Oh my God.
I will say this:
Yeah.
if they make a bust out of Batman, Damien's Batman 666 bat costume, that's gonna be every bit $2,000.
Yeah. Bats is very Rebirth design. Yeah, I love I think Rebirth and New 52 at least I think had the best character designs. Yeah, 520 at least. But yeah, it's like the Rebirth Superman suit too because it looked classic but didn't have the stupid shorts. Like here's basically the Rebirth
Are we talking about the Black
Superman.
Man and Lois and Clark?
This one.
Okay.
Oh no,
Because the Superman Lois and Clark design was just the black suit. But I also really like the Kryptonian armor from the new 52. That's pretty much what it was.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, at least I think we can admit that like as much as we may not have agreed with a lot of the story decisions of the new 52, at least the character designs were pretty dope. I also love Rebirth Wonder Woman, like with the cape and the gold instead of like the silver. I still like the silver because I have her, but it's like here's Rebirth Wonder Woman, and here's like new 52 era Wonder Woman. They probably went this way because this is the way the movie looks.
Yeah. Gotta love that synergy.
Yeah, I love it. And then I love how Aquaman immediately becomes a long-haired dude with tats. Like, yeah, pretty much. That's the one time when the movies have changed the character, but dramatically improved the character. That's the one example. So, on that note, I think that's a good place to leave it, guys. So do we all agree that we want to see? Okay, this I agree with. Tim Drake, the Tron suits sucked.
Oh God, thank you, Jesus. Peace has been restored.
We're gonna have to actually do
Bring
a
back
video.
The Red Robin cowl.
Yeah, we're gonna do a video on the best and worst character designs in comics, and we'll talk about that. So, I think we can all agree that for the most part, Black Adam is great. Go see it again, particularly if you see like a favorite character. Go see it at least to see that post-credit scene, because that post-credit scene is even if you hate that movie, that post-credit scene is enough.
Yes.
Because our boy's back. As a matter of fact, as soon as I saw that post-credit scene, here's what was playing. Yes, and by the way, tomorrow at 8 p.m., I believe it's 8 Tevia, I'll be on Tevia's stream talking about the Battle of the Super Sons movie, which was actually really good. I enjoyed that animated movie so much. And then we'll talk about it too on the channel at some point. And then
Maybe.
Tomorrow at about 4 or 5 or so, we're going to have our Snyder Trivia Night, which basically it's going to be a Jeopardy game. I'm going to have a panel. I'm going to be the moderator. In other words, we're reading off the questions and such. And then we're going to compete. And the winner at the end will be known as, will have the title of Snyder Knight or Snyder Lord or Snyder King, whichever one you want. Actually, no, I'm Snyder Lord. Whoever wants to be Snyder King is totally fine.
Hey Nick, you want to play some?
There's only one Snyder Queen, though.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like this way, if there were a girl on the panel, she'd be Snyder Lady. That's it. We already have a Snyder Queen. Snyder Queen. If you're watching this, you will forever be our Snyder Queen. But anyway, Jay Heat, what were you asking?
I'll talk to Nick on the chat.
All right, guys. I expect to see some trash talking. The only rule of this is that you have to let me read the entire question before you buzz in or get your answer in. If you buzz in before I finish reading the question, I will give the question to the other contestant.
It is on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Fair.
So on that note, stay heroic,
okay.
everyone. Yeah, I know. Stay. I'm sorry, Nick. You had your hand up. I feel like I'm a teacher.
Back Screecher and Indiegogo.
Oh yeah, but a back screech on Indiegogo. On that note,
I was a good boy. I was a good boy.
Yeah, you held it. That's good.
Excelsior!
Excelsior. Yeah. Stay heroic, everyone. Bye bye.